Hi. I, as a kid, had three pretty prominent memories. One of which was walking home from school. Mind you, I was 4, so this is a very early memory. Walking home from school every day, there was the sun in my face and dusty roads all around my path. Granted, I could have taken the bus, but I had very bad motion sickness, so I would probably throw up when I'm up there, and I would not rather sit in the hot sun on a dingy school bus for an hour on the way home or just walk. So yeah, walking was the option, but every day when I walked home, I would run off and drop my book bag on the nasty road, which is a mistake, but as a kid, who cares? And I would run up to my grandma, and she would hug me in her arms. That was definitely a very warm and sweaty hug, but she never said, no, you can't do that. My second memory is of me in China. I was still pretty young and still living with my grandma at this point. She had this big thing where she grew up not using the AC, so she expected all her grandkids and children not to use that either. And, she really liked to sleep with her grandkids because she's a grandmother. What can I say? She had a lot of love to give. But she would always choose me because I was one of the younger ones and I would take up less space. And yeah, that's fair, okay. But the problem with this is that I hate the heat. I melt incredibly fast, even in the Philly sun. So every night I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm sweating. Sweat all along my head, on my back, and I would wake up needing another bath because I had dirt stuck to me, I had the hot sun blazing down through the windows. I was just not dealing with it. But still, my grandma would wake me up very gently with her hand on my back, running through the sweat. Fast forward 4 years later, I don't live with my grandma anymore, and I don't get to run along the dirt paths barefoot. Now I have to wear sneakers with socks and run along the pavement on the ground. I enjoy that a lot better. It's a lot hotter in China, but definitely I miss coming home to someone who would hug me and not complain about the heat. Nowadays, my grandma is in America, and she used to be quite active. Every morning, she would wake up at 5 a.m. and she would take a little walk outside where my uncle's place is, because that's where she lives. And by little walk, I mean this is the fastest grandmother you've ever seen walking. She would be, and mind you, she has a cane. So she was outside walking past people running with their dogs. I don't know how she did that, but she was fast. Unfortunately, nowadays, she doesn't really have the ability to walk too fast anymore, and she mainly relies on her cane to get around. Nowadays, I would still run up and hug her, but instead of her arms coming around my shoulders, I would be the one hugging her. That's the story.